This is Dot. I play Binary on Resting Glitchface. Come check us out on all your major podcatchers. But now, you're listening to Redemption.
This is Redemption, an actual play podcast set in the Star Wars role-playing game system, with Chris Berlew as the GM, and also the droids 11D4 and R3A1.
Maybe you should calm down. The raging weapon that's walking in front of you, willing to kill everything.
Andy Fox as the Botha negotiator, Quinth.
There is all the difference in the universe between blind rage and righteous anger.
Kaylee Jung as the Mandalorian, Bree.
I can't be bothered with niceties such as getting shot right now.
And Michael Waldschlager II as the Duros pilot, Tazi.
Everyone deserves closure.
Episode 804, Aftershock. A stunned crew starts to process what had happened, but Tazi reminds them that they still have a Jedi to rescue. Tonight, there's going to be a jailbreak, but with everyone in a bad state, how will assaulting an Empire prison go for our heroes?
As Zahn feels herself falling, the camera cuts over. What is the crew doing?
Tazi's running forward toward the ship lifting out of the landing bay, and he's firing shots into the air with his pistol, trying to hit the ship, and his vision drops. The gun falls from his hand as he realizes what's happening. There's a moment of shock, lasts for a beat, then two, and then you see Tazi pull out his comm, and there aren't any words. The camera just sees Tazi yelling into his comm, and then looking around at some of the staff, some of the people working in the landing bay, and just screaming at people in the landing bay, running at people, pointing to the ground, pointing at their fallen friend, pointing to get some help, and his eyes are wide. There is an expression of fear and anger on his face, and he just keeps yelling back into the comm, and you can clearly see his mouth saying D4, D4.
Quinth is running toward the camera, and she stops and falls to her knees. Her eyes just well up with tears, and her hands reach out, shaking.
Bree is also running as this happens, and she's got her arms outstretched in some futile attempt to try and catch Zahn, and then she just stumbles to a stop, and you can't see an expression on her face because she's still got her helmet on, but she just stops moving. She's like a statue standing in the wind, just looking down, just not moving.
A1 stops. We see this dome turn side to side, and then he kicks out his rockets and he shoots straight up in the air in a futile attempt to try to capture the ship as it's leaving. And then just a few moments later, D4 comes running up. Behind him, you can see a trail of supplies and clothes for the ship. And he runs up to Tazi, grabs Tazi's shoulders, shakes him a little bit, and then realizes what Tazi's staring at and runs over.
Tazi, shaken out of his stupor, heads back the way D4 came to meet what appears to be an inbound emergency team. There is a speeder with a number of lights on it, and it looks like a group of 3 or 4 people being escorted by members of the staff for the landing bay. Tazi comes up and grabs the lead medic and starts yanking them, pulling them as fast as he can toward Zahn.
As the medics and D4 arrive, a couple of them brush past Bree, but she doesn't move. She's just standing there. And there's like, just below the camera's view, people are moving. Things are happening. And after a long minute, Bree takes her helmet off, and you can see like her eyes are just full of tears and she's just weeping. But there's such an expression of rage on her face.
We see Quinth, who seems to have been off camera, coming back into frame and standing up. Her hair is bristling and she is wiping off her mouth, and she shakily follows the emergency medical team back to their speeder.
We see the emergency crews rushing back and forth. We see D4 directing them as to where to go and what to do. And then D4 walks with the emergency crews as they get onto the emergency speeder and they close the doors. As the speeder pulls away, D4 turns around, looks at the crew. He shakes his head side to side and then points back towards the warehouse where you guys came from.
At that, Bree takes her helmet and just slams it into the ground, and the camera follows it as it ricochets, bounces twice, and then spins to a slow stop on the icy ground.
We cut over to the crew is now inside the warehouse.
Tazi's pacing back and forth.
Bree is sitting on a crate, and she's still got her helmet in her hands, turning it over and over again, occasionally like poking at the eye slot where Zan's favorite helmet that was on the ship had a blaster mark on hers, and just doing that over and over again.
Quinth went with the medics.
A1 rolls over to Tazi, puts his dome under Tazi's right hand.
Tazi stops pacing and just kind of leaves his hand on top of A1's dome.
D4 is standing in the middle of the room just looking at everybody. A1 looks up at Tazi. What are we going to do now?
I don't know. I don't know, buddy. I don't know. Has anybody heard from Quinth?
Nope. I have not. Do you want me to try to call and see what's going on?
No, and Tazi looks over at D4. I think we know what's going on. I need a drink.
D4 just says, that is a acceptable reaction at the moment. Would anybody else like one? And then he walks off to go make Tazi a drink.
Bree, are you?
Bree's head jerks up. What?
I'm sorry, Bree.
I couldn't get there, Tazi. I wasn't fast enough.
None of us could get there. It all happened way too quickly.
Do we know, was that her mother?
I don't know who else would have been on the ship. We know her mother was here. I can't imagine her mother would have pushed her off the ship. I don't know.
Then we will find her, and we will drag the truth out of her, no matter what it takes or how long it takes.
I can get behind that, but we still have to save Master Crook. We still have to do that. They're gonna put him to death. Zan's mom's gonna have to wait briefly.
She will not escape. You understand that, correct?
I understand. And I have a feeling that whether we're paying you or not, you're gonna find her.
It doesn't matter if she's on Coruscant or on the Outer Rim. I will find her, and I will tear her limb from limb.
We can't do anything. We can't make any plans until Quinth gets back. I'll reach out and see if she's on her way. And Tazi kind of walks away from the area that they're sitting in, and you can see him get on his comm, and he's having a brief conversation.
Bree just transfers her gaze back down to the helmet in her hands, and she just keeps turning it over and over and over again slowly.
I'm almost back, Tazi.
Is it done?
Yeah.
We'll be waiting. And then Tazi will click the comm off.
Quint's on her way.
Very well. We will do this rescue, and we will find your master, Crook. We will use this captain's ship if we have to. I will take it from her by force if I need to, and then we will hunt this.
We'll get a ship. We'll make sure this happens. She's not going to get away with it. She won't.
No. I swear on my armor and my honor, she will not go unavenged.
Where's that drink? D4?
The camera pans over as he's coming back into the room. He's got a drink in one hand, and he had just heard what Bree said, and the camera sees him put something behind his back in a small pouch, and then he comes forward and hands Tazi his drink.
Here you go. I made your favorite.
Thank you.
And Tazi, without thinking, just slams the drink back. Just one gulp.
D4 takes the empty glass from you.
I shall make you another.
No, just the one, D4. Thank you. Just the one for now. We have,
Very well.
There's work to be done.
D4 walks over and sets the glass down. And that's when the door opens and Quinth comes in.
Quinth is holding Zahn's comm. And the door shuts behind her and she looks at the group. And she just starts laughing. So now Zahn's mom has to take care of Sven.
Tazi tilts his head a bit and then nods, and then Tazi will walk up and kind of just bend himself over and wrap his arms around you, give you a hug.
Quinth's laughs, kind of sputtering laughs, turn to tears.
And Tazi will hold it. You can tell Tazi's heaving a bit too. His breath is coming in ragged pulls.
A1 rolls up. He puts his dome kind of against both your thighs. You're holding Zahn's comm, correct?
Yes. I figured we shouldn't let that end up anywhere.
Yep. So on A1's perception check, he got 1 success and 1 advantage. He rolls back for a second and looks at you, Quinth. Could I have that? And he's holding out one of his articulating hands towards the comm.
Quinth will hand it to him.
He looks at it.
What do you got, buddy?
This is not Zahn's comm. I put a special color in it for her. This one doesn't have it.
Oh.
To be fair,
Where did you?
she might have lost it.
She would have asked me for a new one.
Yeah.
Because she liked the little sparkly light.
Well, I mean, can you tell what frequency this comm is set to? Like, whose comm is it? Can you tell that?
The last comm code is from Zahn's comm to this one. So somebody called her from her own comm. So somebody must have switched her comm and called her from her comm to this comm.
So that comm is probably on that ship with Zahn's mom.
Or whoever switched it out. And D4 steps up.
That would explain the comm call I got from Zahn with the shopping list I had that I was coming back to the ship with. I thought it odd that I was the one asked to get supplies and not A1.
Someone wanted you off the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we know Zahn's mom is involved. She's got to be, right?
May I ask, is that emotion leading you to that? Is that emotion leading you to that conclusion, or logic?
Both?
All I know is that we saw Zahn's mom on planet, and as far as we know, no one else knows that we have that ship.
That is correct.
And if Zahn's mom has the connections that she seems to have, likely someone let her know that that ship landed here.
That is possible.
So there's some logic involved here. But also, who else would do?
And Tazi kind of trails off. He's not able to say the words.
D4 walks up and puts a hand on Tazi's shoulder.
I understand your logic. I just want to make sure that the emotions you're feeling do not make our situation worse. I have seen what happens when a being gives in to their anger and where it leads. I do not believe we are ready to use that anger in the proper manner.
D4.
Yes?
And please understand, I do mean this with respect, but you are speaking about things that you don't know.
That is correct. But I also have seen what my former master and some of his apprentices or students would do. I have seen the ugliness behind true anger and blind rage. And I do not want to see you all go down that same path.
There is all the difference in the universe between blind rage and righteous anger.
I was telling Bree before you got here that, well, not telling Bree, but suggesting that we still have this rescue to do before we take any steps, any steps to rectify or try to make this right. Oh, Criff, we've got to get a hold of Zahn's sister. We've got to let her know.
Yeah.
We got to tell her dad. Oh.
I don't know if we can trust her dad with that information.
If it is her mother who has killed her as we suspect, then her father should know.
That too.
Zahn loved her father. He deserves to know how his child died.
Everyone deserves closure.
We will do this job, and then I will hunt her down as far as she runs, and you can seek out her family and let them know.
We are her family.
And Tazi reaches up and puts a hand on Quinth's shoulder and nods.
Ne so kui kakiradesh ne partili katarasum Zahn.
What?
Bree gets up and walks over and hands her helmet to D4, then looks down at A1. It is Mandawa. It is a memory prayer. It means I am still alive, but you are dead. I remember you, so you are eternal. We know Zahn. We will avenge her. She will live on. D4, would you keep that for me until this is done? It should go with Zahn. She always wanted a helmet. I didn't do that right. Hang on. She always wanted a helmet of her own.
Of course I will.
Tazi, let us rescue your Jedi Master.
A camera cuts and we see Captain Ailbree leading the crew onto a TL-1800 light freighter.
So are we getting in a box? You're not going to freeze us in carbonate, right? We're not doing that. We talked about that. We're not doing that plan, right?
Oh, correct. You'll go in as part of the laundry.
Can I request the least stinky load of laundry?
It is all clean laundry.
Oh, good. I prefer, if I gotta hide in laundry, I prefer it to be clean.
Very well.
I've hidden in worse laundry.
Is there a specific crate of laundry you wish us to be in?
Yes, come this way. I will show you and we will get prepared. And we She leads you through the light freighter to the cargo area. There's several crates there. She pops the side of one open, which A1 rolls up and looks at it. That's nice. I like this. And he's, Tazi, come here. Look.
What?
The top comes off, but, well, the top is normally comes off, but they made it so the side comes off. And right in the middle, there's this open space for us to climb into.
Well, I mean, it's a smuggling compartment. I mean, yeah, it's fancy, but they're pretty standard in most smuggling operations. You definitely want to make it seem like the item that you're transferring is whole and intact.
Right, but the quality is good. This is good engineering. It'd be very hard for them to find it.
Good eye, little buddy. Good. Sorry, good optics sensor.
Looks pretty well soundproofed.
In laundry, no one can hear you scream.
Are we getting in or not?
After you?
Bree climbs in.
Quintha has a hard time calming down from laughing and follows Bree into the container.
Tazi squeezes in behind.
Quint, will you please stop snorting? It's very unbecoming.
I can't understand you.
Why are you guys covering your mouths? I thought this was clean laundry. We don't have to cover our mouths. This shouldn't smell.
I'm sorry, but that pile of underthings fell on me, and I got some in my mouth. I asked Quint if she would kindly stop giggle snorting.
Normally, you got to pay a lot of credits for that, so I mean, you got kind of a freebie.
What is wrong with you?
I think it's more credits if they're not clean.
Look, I'm just trying to lighten the mood, okay? Trying to lighten the mood.
D4 folds himself up a lot smaller than a person could, and he slides himself in the cargo crate. A1 looks around. I'm not going to fit. Elbridge looks at him. Silly, you're the one driving the crates.
Yeah, so be gentle, A1.
As you say that, he slams the side shut. What? I can't hear you.
He's definitely covering his mouth.
With what? He has a manipulator hand. He doesn't have a mouth.
And he does. He's got a vocabulator, but he doesn't really have a mouth per se.
How would he? You two are making absolutely no sense today.
Although now you're making me think of A1. Well, now you're making me think of A1 with lips, and that's just weird. I don't like it.
Tazi, please stop. If you make her giggle snort again, we'll have to listen to it throughout the entire trip.
Yeah, I mean, it would be weirder if Tazi had lips.
Cargo.
So.
I do have lips. I just don't have I don't have lips. I don't have a nose.
You don't have a nose.
You know what? Get the giggles on now because once we're cargo and cargo doesn't laugh.
Oh, if we're going to go that way, Quinth, how does a Duro smell? Awful.
Fine. I just got out of the fresher.
Well, it's like, what is the sound of one hand clapping? It's just like you're supposed to meditate on it.
I don't know. I heard the joke and I thought it would be funny. You know what? I'm going to sit over here.
What's the punchline?
I told you the punchline. Awful. They smell awful.
Hey, I don't appreciate that.
You're releasing your stinky pheromones right now.
That's very speciesist. I'm a little nervous. All right? It's natural. It's natural to be nervous in this situation.
Are we there yet?
Don't make me turn this crate around.
We swipe over, we see the big, slow-moving TL-1800 light freighter as it lands in front of the temple. Cargo bay opens. We see A1 driving the crate with the crew in it. Every so often he bangs into a wall. He works his way down towards the laundry. You see other crew members from Albri's ship as they're going to different directions with their different crates. Because they have some food supplies, they had some medical supplies, so they're going in different directions. And then eventually A1 gets to the laundry. He backs the crate up, waits a few minutes till he realizes nobody's around. That opens the side door. We're here.
I pictured that after banging around the corners and kind of A1 taking some liberties with speed, like when he opens it, we all just tumble out in a waterfall cascade of laundry.
I like the idea of that, yes.
Like Bree lands on the bottom, laundry just falls all over, and then Tazi falls on top of Bree, and then Quinth falls on top of Tazi, and then D4 just unfolds himself and steps over the pile of beings.
And when D4 unfolds, like, you know, you see the spindly arms like reach up and like pull pieces of laundry off and drop them.
D4 looks at you guys.
We are here. Would you like to get up and get on with this mission?
From the bottom of the pile, Bree just says, "Would you two please mind getting up off of me?"
Yeah. Sorry. This is. We usually don't let A1 drive, and there's a reason.
Quinth will remove the brassiere that her snout is stuck in and hop off of the pile.
You could keep that one.
Not my size.
It also only has 2 cups.
Yeah, I don't think it has enough cups.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh.
I mean, I need like 8.
Focus. A1, where do we go from here?
Yeah, to the detention wing, 328.
Wonderful. Should I ask for directions from the nearest stormtrooper, or do you have a map?
I mean, I gotta find one. I just know that that's where they said he was. Let me plug in the computer. Hold on.
While A1 is sifting through the computer data to try and find the map, Tazi's kind of going through the pile of clean laundry that tumbled out with them, looking for something to wear, something to cover, something to provide a little bit of camouflage for him, you know, to look like he belongs there, at least at a glance.
Okay.
Possibly find like some maintenance uniforms or maybe like some chef's whites.
Okay. That'll work. All right. So A1 rolls over and plugs in.
Tazi finds a cafeteria worker's outfit and puts that on.
Large hat, I think, is what Quinth is going to be looking for.
Okay.
Something to kind of cover some of her more prominent non-human features.
All right. You can find a big chef's hat. A1 turns around after a couple minutes. Yep. He puts out a hollow image of the map. Here you go. He's in cell 10 on that detention wing 328.
Looks like we're a little bit of a trek to get there. A1, good work.
Thank you.
And Bree turns and looks at Quinth and Tazi. We could always put you in a cart and push it around. Or I could be escorting you as prisoners.
Are you gonna put on stormtrooper armor for that?
No, I'm a bounty hunter. Why would I do that?
Do they have bounty hunters walking around in here?
I didn't know. I was in a crate when I came in here. Did you have some sort of periscope?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure we should take that risk.
Well, it's either that or we just we either walk through brazenly and trust in our ability to bluff, or we try and sneak through.
No, there's a distraction, remember? And Quinth will check her watch.
At that moment, all of our comms beep like 3 times in sequence, and then there is like this reverberating boom.
I think that's our signal. Quinth pulls out her blasters.
Well, I guess we're going to go straight through then. Follow me.
I mean, keep the blasters undercover until we need them. Again, we should be able to just move through the crowd in the panic.
And Bree will start heading towards the place.
Quinth puts her blasters away.
Tazi follows Bree.
Quinth follows Tazi.
A1 and D4 roll out after that. As soon as you guys step out of the room, there are lots of alarms going off. You start seeing a lot of the doors on the sides closing and locking.
They're going into lockdown.
D4 looks at Quinth.
I do believe that is a lockdown, and it generally only happens when they have a prison break. So somewhere there are prisoners out of their cells. We should be careful and not run into them.
That seems absolutely brilliant for the captain to do. They'll be so busy worrying about those prisoners they won't notice other ones that may be missing.
That is true. She has shown to be very intelligent and cunning.
Hey, everybody, less chatter, more movement. Let's get through here as quickly as possible.
Very well.
Yeah, at the head of the line, Bree is just moving down the corridor, not at a run, but she's moving with purpose, and her head's on a swivel, just looking everywhere.
Okay.
So as Bree moves off down the corridor, Tazi remains a number of steps behind, staying within visual range of Bree, but not trying to make them look like they are part of the same group.
Okay. So we see the crew moving quickly down the corridors. Bree, you get to the first lift you have to take to go down.
Mm-hmm.
And the lift is locked down.
A1, can you do your magic?
Sure.
Bree will step to the side and start watching up and down the corridors.
Tazi will actually step over, kind of trying to provide some cover for A1, as if like standing in front of A1.
Nothing to see here, just a regular old cafeteria worker waiting for the lift.
All right. See A1 plug into the computer port. It spins around back and forth a few times, and then the lift pops open.
Inside, let's go.
Everybody, please keep your arms and legs inside the lift at all times.
Or else what, Tazi?
You'll probably lose one.
The doors won't close. Would you please get a move on?
Quinth gets in.
Once everybody's in, Bree gets in and then stands in the doorway as the door's shut.
Okay. The lift is heading down. It's got some of the worst elevator music playing. After a few seconds, the lift stops and the doors open. And there's chaos on this detention wing. There are what you could assume are prisoners of all different species dressed in these bright orange suits. They're throwing everything they can all over the place. There's chairs flying, there's tables flying, there's plates, there's toilet paper, data pads, everything getting flung around. There's a handful of guards in here dressed in the gray Imperial uniforms trying to keep peace, but it's very obvious that they're outnumbered and they're calling for reinforcements. They do have little blasters with them, so anybody that does get close enough, they are stunning them. And you don't see Crook anywhere in this little area, but he is in this detention wing.
Are there any of the cells numbered, or is there like a wing that shows like, cells 1 through 10, 10 through 20, 11 through 20, whatever? Head towards cell 10.
Yep. It's on the opposite side of the room where all the combat is going. How do you guys get through this chaos?
Bree just takes a straight beeline. And anybody who gets in their way is going to be met with violence of whatever type they're offering. She will punch, stab, set people on fire, or shoot them, or all of the above. Just follow me.
Well, I guess we're going in hot.
And Tazi pulls out his blasters.
As Tazi goes to pull out his blasters, A1 bumps his dome into Tazi's hand. Most of them are not with the Empire, so they're prisoners here against their will.
Yeah, I'm not trying to shoot anybody in an orange uniform, unless they get in our way, and then I will stun them. Okay?
Right, but most of you are in the uniforms of Imperial workers here.
Oh.
So maybe you should calm down the raging weapon that's walking in front of you, willing to kill everything. He's nodding towards Bree.
No.
Listen, buddy, I don't think I can right now.
Okay. So we know what Bree's doing. Quinth, how are you planning on getting through this crowd and small riot?
Well, there's a couple of things. There's the follow Bree plan, which is looking pretty good. And there's the jump up on a table, prisoners release your shackles, there's more of us than them, charge now leadership role.
So Tazi's following Bree. So we'll start with Quinth. Go ahead and make a leadership role and, give whatever speech you're going to give.
Can you tell me how much I'm going up against?
Well, they're already ticked, so that part's not going to be the most difficult. So I say average, just to kind of incite the riot more. But throw in 2 black dice, because there's a lot of distractions to keep them from hearing you all that well.
Are you still wearing the chef's hat?
Yes.
All right.
I get to negate 2 black dice.
All right.
And I would just like to say, this is legitimately my best skill. So I'm rolling 1 green, 4 yellow, 2 blue against 2 purple.
No whammies.
Ooh, 3 successes and 5 advantages.
Okay. What would you like to do with the advantages?
Oh, I'm trying to think, does Quinth take off the hat or not?
Or throw it off, like saying you're throwing your shackles off?
Yes, yeah. So Quinth jumps up on a table and throws her arms up in the air and just starts yelling, "Prisoners of the Empire! Throw off your shackles!" And she dramatically throws off her chef's hat as she says that. "There is more of us than them. Remember, the beginning of a rebellion is the voice of the unheard. Elevator shaft 12 is unlocked. Go to freedom! They can lock us up, but they can never take our freedom!"
All right, what did you want to do with the advantages?
So I get 5 advantages. I think I want to give Bree a boost to whatever she's about to do. Is that 2 to boost her die?
Yep.
I'll give 2 to Tazi to boost his die. And then can we use 1 advantage to maybe a prisoner unarms one of the guards, and so a single prisoner has a blaster?
Okay. So you've got the crowd worked up into quite the frenzy. They're all doing quite well against the guards. Again,
Freedom!
they're very outnumbered, so they're trying their best but not doing a great job. So I feel like, Bree, you're trying to look very intimidating.
Yes.
Why don't you make a average coercion check, throw in the 2 black dice for all the chaos that's going around. We'll see if people stay out of your path.
I get 3 successes.
Okay. Everybody seems to be staying out of your path.
Yeah, Bree just is stalking through the crowd, and the prisoners take one look at this, slightly over 6 foot tall, very angry looking woman in Beskar armor, and they quickly just get out of her way.
Tazi just follows behind. He sees absolutely zero need to make a scene. There's already a big one going on.
D4, he kind of fades against one of the walls, and you see him just kind of sliding along the walls, just doing everything he can to not be seen. Yeah, so D4 got 3 successes, 2 triumphs. Yeah, the camera watches as D4 goes against one of the walls and almost melts into it as he kind of slides his way along the wall and gets to the other side.
Can one of his advantages be that he sticks one of the guards with a knockout serum?
Yeah, he pops one of them, they fall down, and that's where you see the prisoner pick up the gun and starts blasting it in the air. He's trying to become the leader of this new little riot. A1's kicked in his little rockets. He's floating above most of the chaos, and he's basically repeating everything that Quinth is saying, trying to get the crowd even more riled up. And then you guys make it to the other side, and most of the prisoners are rushing towards the lift, crowding themselves into it, trying to get out.
Heading for cell number 10. It's like, where is it? 1, 2, 4, 6. It's up ahead, Tazi.
Well, I've got you covered. Although nobody's messing with you, so I think we'll be okay.
Get to cell 10 and rip the door open if it's closed.
Yeah, Quinth will watch your 6 as she's coming up behind.
You guys get there, and the doors are all open. Somehow all the detention wing doors got opened up.
I have never been this attracted to another captain.
You guys get to the cell number 10, and you look in, and you see a large whippet. His back is to the cell. He is kneeling down. He has both hands up in the air, and he's just quietly humming.
Tazi, is this your Master Kukruk?
I believe this is he. Master Kukruk, your shuttle has arrived.
He slowly brings his hands down and slowly turns to face the crew. As he turns, Tazi, you remember what he looks like. He now has a large scar on the left side of his jaw. Mm-hmm. Looks like several teeth have been knocked out. It looks like at one point his jaw has even been dislocated, and it looks like it's healed, but it's not quite right. It's just a little off center. And he turns and he looks at you, Tazi, and he bows his head.
I knew the Force would send some help. After you?
No, after you, Master.
How about after me? A1, what's the nearest exit for where we're going?
Well, I think we have to take the maintenance hatch. There's a maintenance hatch here in the detention level that leads down.
Right, but I don't remember where that is, Tazi. That's why I'm asking. A1.
Sorry.
If you know where it is, please lead on. I 100% just don't remember. It's been a rough couple of days, as you are aware.
About 10 meters to your left.
Thank you.
I think as Master Crook walks out of the cell, he walks past Quinth, and he's just so big, and Quinth is just so tiny. And I think it's very comical for a second.
Master Crook looks at Tazi, and then he looks at A1.
I remember the two of you, but I see you have new friends.
Things change, Master, but we're here to help. So let's get a move on and we can fill you in later.
Very well. To the maintenance hatch. May I inquire as to how we are getting out of here?
Well, Master, you may remember the lava tunnels underneath the temple.
We came in hot and we're going out hot. Different kind of hots.
We came in a load of laundry. It wasn't it was warm. It wasn't hot. All right, here's the hatch. And Bree will open it.
He walks up.
Well, thank you. After you.
Bree takes point.
Okay, you go down into a maintenance hatch.
So as Bree is sliding down, Quinth is going to look around and then hit Tazi's shoulder and say, Zan's run off again. I'm going to go get her. And then stops.
Quinth, come on.
And just has this horrified look on her face.
Come on, Quinth.
Yeah.
Here, in the here and now. Come on, let's go.
Okay. Yeah, here we go. Into the lava pit.
Okay. You guys jump down into the maintenance hatch.
And Tazi will come through the hatch last and try and kind of reseal the hatch behind them.
Okay. It shuts, you seal it. It's about, a maintenance hatch. It's a maintenance tunnel, so it's not real tall, probably 3 to 4 feet tall.
Master Crook is definitely hunched over, moving through the tunnel.
So is Tazi. Master Crook is just a little bit taller than Tazi.
Yeah.
Quinth is standing
right
up
around 2 meters.
on her tiptoes.
A1 says, we have to go this way.
Bree follows A1's directions.
Yep. He's got a little light coming out of his dome, pointing the direction you guys need to go, because the maintenance tunnel, it has small lights every so often, but they're not real bright. As you're going, Master Crook puts his hand on Tazi's arm as they're kind of crawling through.
May I inquire as to what our exit plan is?
We're going to make our way through the lava tunnels and exit the same way that we exited some time ago. We had a pretty good feeling the Empire is not going to be watching these tunnels, as they wouldn't expect anyone to actually use them.
It is true. They are rather perilous. Once we are out, where shall we go?
Away from here.
We're working with some friends who we're going to rendezvous with.
Very well. So there is more than your usual plan.
And he says that looking at Tazi.
Like I said, some things have changed. We'll fill you in later. Just let's keep moving.
Very well.
And he's moving as fast as he can to keep up, but every so often, Tazi, you notice he stops and he's got, rubs his shoulder, rubs one of his legs. It looks like he's been seen better days. He's in a little rough shape.
D4, can you hit Master Crook with a stim?
Very well.
And D4 hits him with a stim pack. And Master Crook smiles.
Thank you. But a lot of this is just going to be time. I am not as young as I used to be.
None of us are, but the stim should at least help in the short term.
Yes. Thank you.
How we looking, Bree?
Well, this tunnel should be cleaned. It's absolutely filthy, but it continues onward. It seems to be getting warmer, though. I take that as a good sign.
Yeah, we're going the right direction.
It's also probably good it's dirty. That means they haven't been down here.
Yes, but I'm sure they should have some sort of maintenance droid come through here at some point in time. Nevertheless, let's just keep moving.
Eventually, the maintenance tunnel ends, and you guys pop out of a little maintenance hatch, And you're in the rock tunnels now.
All right, let's hope these maps are still accurate.
Which direction?
Everyone keeps pointing. Last time we went this way.
All right.
But it's not normal down here. Things are different.
Oh, I'm not a big fan of hearing that.
Especially at the last moment. Should we go a different way?
Everyone looks at Tazi. I don't know. I mean, last time we were here, people saw strange things, and that hasn't happened on the surface. But if I understand things correctly, the further we go, the more strong things are.
Oh, it's like the cave where Zon punched out the crystal. I mean, she's... She knocked out an entire rock. It was adorable. But
we thought...
We'll be fine. We'll just remember that odd things are not actually here.
Master Kokrook might be able to help us in that regard, but we've got to just keep moving. We've got a path, and if the path changes, the path changes. But these are lava tunnels. It's possible things have shifted. It's possible the tunnels have moved. Lava does what lava's going to do, right? But
all right.
This is where we're at. We can't go backwards, so we have to go forward.
So you guys are having that conversation about odd things happening, and Crook puts his hand on Tazi's shoulder.
If you will allow me a moment.
And you see him close his eyes, and he puts his hands together in front of his chest, and for a moment you can see his eyes moving underneath his eyelids. He opens them up and takes a deep breath.
I think if we move slowly, I can contain the force that's in the area. This is a very strong point from which the force flows from.
Anybody else feeling that?
No. We can move. If you can hold it at bay, we can move a little slower to get through.
Very well.
Are you up for that?
I will. Do not concern yourself about me. We just need to keep moving.
Well, it doesn't help for us to get you out of here if you don't make it, because you're fighting off some force beings. So, just give the word if it's getting to be too much.
I will. Thank you.
As you guys are heading through these caves with all the lava, let's pick a skill each of you are going to use to get through here. Like, for example, D4 is going to use his coordination, and he's going to make sure he doesn't slip or fall.
Bree is going to use her athletics to basically do the same. She's going to climb over some rocks and jump over things.
All right.
I'm gonna charm the lava.
It's going to be a really tough roll.
I know. Okay.
So, just a hard athletics check, because it's dark. All right. D4 rolled 2 successes and 3 advantages. As D4 moves through, he is telling everybody where he's stepping to make sure that the footing is good. So with the 3 advantages, I'd say the next 2, let's say Tazi and Quint can both get a blue die.
Oh, okay.
A1 cheats and uses his rockets, because that's what a droid can do, so he's not worried about falling.
Question, do I still have my blue die from the other advantages we had, or is that scene already over so those are done? So I never rolled anything.
I'm okay with it. Go for it.
Bree got 3 successes and 3 advantages.
Okay.
And you said that that's a hard check?
Yep, so 3 purple.
And plus 1 blue die is 5 successes and 1 advantage.
Tazi's going to use his coordination as well. His agility to try to make his way through without getting himself too singed. And Tazi's rolling 1 yellow and 5 green against the hard check with the 2 blue dice. That is not what I wanted to see. Come here. That is, oh my god, are you kidding me? 3 of my green dice came up blank and my yellow came up blank.
Ooh.
Wow.
However, that puts me at 1 success and 5 advantages.
Wow.
Nice.
Thank you for the blue dice, everybody, because that's what saved him.
Nice. So I think there's a little scene as we watch the crew go through these caves. Bree's using more strength to get through different areas. You've got other people using more of their agility. And you've got Crook and Quint who are paying attention to where everybody tells them to step and works their way through it. And you guys pop out eventually at the side of the mountain, several kilometers from where the temple entrances are. And you see ships leaving the temple, some coming in. The ones coming in look like they are troop carriers, and some TIE fighters coming in. You can tell this is where reinforcements are coming in to help secure the prison back down.
How far away are the ships?
Several kilometers.
Okay.
And you guys do see the TL-18 light freighter. It's off in the distance. They've left before you guys got out, but it's not a very fast ship, so it's cruising slowly through the atmosphere.
I figure we have a plan.
Oh no! At this point, there's no plan now. I think we have to find some transportation. So, everybody up for a little walk?
Where's the armored limousine when you need it?
Oh, we left that back in
It
town.
wouldn't fit with the laundry.
Yeah, that it was rhetorical.
You should tell me these things, or like wave your hands funny or something.
Maybe you could make her a little sign to carry around. Are we going to go steal ships from the Imperials then?
Well, it doesn't look like there's a lot of pedestrian traffic out here.
Chris, can I spend our force point to have somebody notice that there's like a speeder down at the bottom of the hill or something like that?
Okay, perfect. With that, we'll say Crook taps Tazi on the shoulder.
Down there, I believe, is a small maintenance yard where they work on ships, just around that bend. It is only a few kilometers from here, back towards the prison. Perhaps we could find transportation there.
I think it's best if only one or two of us go. Let's why don't some of us hole up here and one or two of us will go grab a speeder and then come pick everybody else up.
I can go.
That's smart.
I'm the one who can take the most fire if it comes to that.
Well, try not to let it come to that.
I have work to do after this. I can't be bothered with niceties such as getting shot right now. I'll be back in about an hour. Stay undercover here. Maybe wait inside the tunnel.
We'll be over here, like near the tunnel behind these rocks.
I'll calm you when I'm en route.
Sounds good.
And Bree starts off down the hill at a trot.
She was our best hire.
It's our only hire.
Yeah. We really shouldn't try it again. She's just... Nobody should have to compete with her.
Fair enough. We also can't afford to hire anybody else.
Well, as it stands, we don't have a ship right now, so...
Well, hopefully she can fix that for us. Or at least get us something that can lead us to one. In the meantime, we should probably make a little shelter to stay warm.
I have fur. Quintha's gonna go find some small rodent to kill, cook, and eat.
I don't think she's going to be gone that long.
It's not for me, Tazi, it's for Crook. Food helps.
I thank you.
No, fine. Fine. No, if you want to hunt, that's fine. I'll sit here with Crook. Well, you do your thing.
Redemption is played using the Star Wars role-playing system by Fantasy Flight Games and Lucas Books. You can get a hold of us on Twitter at RedemptionPod. You can check us out on our website, redemptionpodcast.com. Like us and give us 5 stars in a review in iTunes or Google Play or anywhere else you get your podcasts. It will certainly make our day. If you'd like to support us, you can go to patreon.com/redemption. Thank you.